Come watch Cavalier and Arnett Gardens face off in the curtain raiser at 6 p.m. before Montego Bay United and Mount Pleasant battle hard at 8:30 p.m. Get your tickets now at carpix.com for as low as $1,500. Grandstand entry $2,500. VIP $5,000. The first leg semis in the Ray Nephew Jamaica Premier League at Catherine Hall. Don't miss it Thursday night.
Me action tough to me face. Anytime, anywhere, no matter the place. Me like 9 I'm already same way.
Caribbean following the CONCACAF Caribbean Cup, and who am I to argue with that?
Corner kick coming in, it's dangerous! There it is! It's Warner Brown! Oh, Nelson gets there, you know, has Taylor to feed, it's Santa Taylor! He keeps doing it! Lovely touch inside to Reed. Reed tried to thread that one through, not clear properly. It's Atkinson! He gets there! Breakthrough for the champions finally in extra time! And Dwayne Atkinson, who turned 23 just a week ago, gets his... Ricardo Thomas for company. Ball swept inside the area, and oh yeah, that's a penalty awarded for Cavalier, and the yellow card is shown to Shane Watson. Equalize from 12 yards. Atkinson, oh my word, that was ice cold from Dwayne Atkinson, his 6th goal of the campaign, and what a time to pull off that.
All right, so it's semi-final time, people. Semi-final time, and this is actually the worst matchup Arnett Garden could have gotten, and also the worst matchup for Montego Bay United. I told you, Arnett Garden supporters, you know, cheer for Portmore, cheer for Portmore. You have a bigger chance advancing if Portmore United went through. But what does the Jamaica Premier League semi-finals have in store for the supporters who will be going to Jacksal this Thursday? Or should I say, today? So, welcome back, people, to MG Sports TV. Thank you very much again for tuning in. This is the preview, the preview for the semifinals of the Jamaica Premier League playoffs. Yes, Arnett Garden will be facing Cavalier FC. Montego Bay, or Mount Pleasant will be facing Montego Bay. Cavalier FC defeated Portmore United in the quarterfinals draw over two-leg. A 2-1 victory over 2-leg. Last game had to go into extra time. Some key factors here to discuss in that game specifically. And then now, next game would be Mobay United advancing over Tivoli Garden on a 3-2 aggregate. Last game ended 1-1. First game ended 2-1 in favor of Montego Bay. But so we have some scrumptious discussion to get involved here. I have all the statistics, and let me tell you something, people. These statistics are very, very damning for Arnett Garden and damning for Montego Bay United. But will the tables turn, and will the monkey come off the back of these two teams for the fixtures that they will be facing? What am I talking about? As I said, I have the statistics here. You will be very surprised to hear these statistics, people. You will be surprised. Now, let's get to the facts. Let's get to the details. As I said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much again for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. We're gonna touch on the first match, which will be You don't know. Them all play Arnett versus Cavalier. Arnett versus Cavalier, automatically, that will be first. And then the West Derby, Mobay Utd versus Mount Pleasant will automatically fall second in fall at the, to be second game. And the thing is, I might not be going have another engagement tomorrow, unfortunately. But I'll try my best to see if I can get a watch along done. So look out for that. Let's get this cracking. Let's get on to the statistics. Let's get on to this game. What I'm going to do, this is a structure. I'll give you guys the statistics and the data that I have at hand here. Then I'm going to give you guys the circumstances around the team. I'm going to give you guys my preview of match analysis, what I think will happen or what I think possible can happen for the both games. Now let's start with Cavalier versus Arnett Garden. Now, this is an interesting matchup. What I want you guys to do, I want you to listen keenly because the data is very, very important. This is not me making up this. These are facts. These are numbers. Now, from all the way back to 2020, the statistics between, or the data, or the head-to-head between Cavalier and Arnett Garden, last 14 games, Cavalier won a total of 7. Half of the games. Arnett Garden won a total of 3. So it doesn't matter what form or what is happening with Cavalier, they tend to beat Arnett Garden. There's been 4 draws between these two teams since 2020, come all the way back here. I'm speaking about now. Last 5 games, last 5 meetings between these two teams, we saw Cavalier won in 3 of those. There were 2 draw and Cavalier did not lose any. Arnett Garden, something is wrong. Can Arnett Garden fix this today? Can this be fixed? Goals scored for Cavalier, 13 goals Cavalier scored in those last 5 games and conceding 7. So Arnett Garden conceded a total of 13 goals from Cavalier in their last 5 meetings. Can you imagine? That's rough. Anyways, key players to look out for in this matchup. We have so there's a big factor here. Big questions. Hopefully Dyer will be back for Arnett Garden. Arboin, Jaime Thomas, Marlon Martin in the middle of the pitch will be very, very vital. What's in the defense? The big question mark around Werner Brown. Will he be back? That's a huge question mark. And also Fabian Reed. These are the key players for Arnett Garden. These are players who can cause Cavalier some serious problem. Also, for Cavalier, I think we all know Dwayne Atkinson, Richard King, Calvin, Stein, Dwayne Allen in the middle of the park as well. Richards, who is actually finding some very, very good form right now. So these, even Ainsworth, so definitely this is supposed to be a really, really exciting game. This is one of the games where Cavalier tend to concede quite a few goals, but they tend to get the job done no matter what the situation is. And that is the reason why I said this could be the worst possible draw for Arnett Garden. They have a serious issue when they face Cavalier. Can they get it over the line this time around? Now, the Arnett Garden team, they have been playing good so far this season. They have accumulated quite a lot of points. They have scored quite a lot of goals, but they do concede goals as well. What we've seen from Cavalier, they kind of changed gear already. We saw that versus Portmore United. They gone into the competitive mode. They gone into the playoff mode. We will see. Where prediction is concerned for this matchup, I have to go with the numbers and what the data has to offer. Both teams have been performing quite well so far this season. I do think though Arnett Garden, based off of how the season progressed and where they finish on the table, you see that they get that numerical advantage. But I think based off the fact that Arnett Garden has significantly struggled against Cavalier despite whatever circumstance, I have to go with Cavalier for this one. I'm going to say it's going to be a close one, and I will say Cavalier 2, Arnett Garden 1. Will Arnett Garden get the monkey off of the back and defeat Cavalier, which when it really, really matters? We will see about that. That in itself is going to be quite an interesting matchup. Now, let's move on to the next game. What about this game now, people? This here is another game where some level of bogey business or galag or boogie, whatever, should I say, superstition or superstitious feeling you have about this game. All the way back to 2018, Mount Pleasant have only lost one game in their meeting between them and Montego Bay. In the West Derby, Mount Pleasant, panning all the way back to 2018, have only lost once. They have a total of 7 wins and there is also 4 draw. This is the last 12 games, pan all the way back to 2018. The last 12 games. Can you imagine the last 12 games? Only 1 win for Montego Bay United. This is what you call dominance. This is total dominance. Serious dominance. So, 7 wins for Mount Pleasant, 7 losses for Montego Bay United, 4 draw, and 1 loss for Mobay and 1 win. Loss for Mount Pleasant and 1 win for Montego Bay United. Will the table turn when it matters most? Now, over the last 5 games, we saw Mount Pleasant winning 3, very, very similar statistics to that of Cavalier Arnett. Mount Pleasant winning 3 and drawing 2, which means Mobay lose 3 and 2 of those games were draw. Now, I want you to listen to this. So goals scored for Mount Pleasant is 9 goals in those 5 meetings and they conceded 3 goals, which means that Mobay conceded 9 goals and only managed to score 3. Now, listen to this, people, the most goal that Montego Bay have ever in the last 12 meetings have scored on Mount Pleasant is 2. They have never scored more than 2 for the last 12 games. And that 2 goals was in a 2-2 draw. Go all the way back to April 3rd, 2023. Mobay was playing at home. Some crazy stuff, people. We all know the key players for Montego Bay. I've already discussed them in the preview. Brian Brown, Owen Gordon, Jordan Fletcher, Lucas Lima, Demario Phillips, Josiah Trimingham, Upsy Dales. They do have quite a lot of players. Chenille Thomas is out. That's a huge blow for them. They do have Peter Lee Vassell. So they Weatherly, they have Weatherly as well. So they do have firepower. They do have a strong squad. Squad who can cause problems for any team. But we know what Mount Pleasant squad look like. Walsh with just finding footing. Raheem Edwards, who have bang goals from season. Daniel Green, Nicholas Nelson, Kimani Bailey, Devante Campbell, Sole McCullough, Jashan Anglin, Thomas, who just coming in the squad, Exodus, who's also in the squad, Judy Johnson, Asian, who's also in the squad, Celestine, another Asian who's on the squad, Miguel Joseph, Cummins, Wells, Irvin, Ming. Them have quality from the goalkeeper, come straight up to the attacking lineup. This is a tough task for Mobay United, especially knowing the details, knowing the facts that they face at this present moment. Can Montego Bay United go over the line? Can they go over the line? Can they get that monkey off their back? A big monkey that's on them back, you know. This is something that they have to get the job done. Crazy stuff, people. It's going to be an interesting one. Mount Pleasant, a team that play with possession, they try to dominate the game. They try to choke all the opponents. Mobay don't really love the running, quite a lot of running, transition, transition football. But how will Montego Bay break that? The solid defense of the Mount Pleasant team. I do think the Mount Pleasant give us some big chances. I think Mobay would have to be very vigilant and take those chances when they come. Quite an interesting matchup. I think these matchups are very, very interesting. As I said, me go into the details, me go into the facts of the situation. Tell me what you think in the comment section. And I also have to go back with it, with what the numbers are telling me, that Montego Bay just always struggle against Mount Pleasant. So I have to say Mount Pleasant for this one, and I will say it is a 1-0. The game I play, I'm catching all. Mobay will be up for it. So I'm expecting it to be very, very tough. I'm going to say Mount Pleasant to win this game 1-0. This is going to be a huge, huge thing. So let's see how this one panned out, people. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys again. Until next time, MG Sports TV. We're out. God bless. Boom. Now I mean, outside. You know them what? Girls them outside.